Hey, we're here with Jonathan Porter, standout quarterback for the Arleta football team. 9 of 13, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns.
We just came in confident. We knew we had the guys to do it. We knew we had the lineman to block. We just came out and fought hard.
What's good, people? It's your boy Coach Traplaw, licensed NFL coach, part-time referee and full-time sales manager at Foot Locker. Today, in the Rap Game Hall of Fame, we have Jonathan Porter, aka Blueface Bleed'em, baby, yeah! Sure, he might have started his career as a bit of a naughty kid, going to around 5 different schools. But even if he was wilding out in the classroom, he respected this reffing and always behaved well on the pitch. In fact, he started playing football at the ripe young age of only 10 years old, even saying himself that it was playing football that actually helped him get over his shyness as a kid.
Well, once I started playing football, it taught me a lot of...
Oh, the football. What position did you play?
With a helmet on, so I
okay.
have to be shy, nobody can see.
And those skills would certainly come in handy in the Thotiana period of his life. But as his skills on the pitch developed, he became the starting quarterback for the Arleta High School in the San Fernando Valley. In fact, his school coach William Cohn said that Blueface was easy to coach, going on to say not only could he throw the ball, but he could also run it as well. Well, that is pretty handy considering that's how football works, because if all he could do was run out onto the pitch and caress and fuck the ball, he probably would have had a problem making the cut. His coach also touchingly added that Blueface used to play the cleanup song from the Barney Show after working out in the weight room to encourage his teammates to put things away. And it was this love of Barney that actually led to a later career collaboration with the Purple Dinosaur himself, the track Purple Rag Crippin'. But really though, besides his janitorial prowess, Blueface's stats on the field were truly epic. He was known for throwing the longest pass of the season in the East Valley League, a whopping 85 yards. I mean, just look at some of these highlights.
Welcome back to Catch of the Day. We're here watching the National Crip Bowl with Blueface in with an excellent throw. As you can see here, oh, catching plays! Catching plays! Oh! This is, of course, the 3rd annual Crip Bowl. First was thrown by Snoop Dogg. We've got another excellent play here from young Blueface. Running the ball briefly before throwing it in for a long... Oh, Blueface, bleed him, baby! Ooh, ooh! Of course, being a football commentator, highly qualified being an Englishman, we're very big on our football, though we don't tend to pick up the ball. And, God, that's a long... Oh, my God! Respect this catching, baby! You gotta respect this catching! But it's not just hands. Blueface has got some good footwork too, baby. Let's take a look at this next highlight. As you can see, he is running that rock like a young Jay-Z. Come on, Blueface, run it, run it, run it. Yes, yes, come on, Blueface, you can do it. Yes, run it, yes. Whoa, come back, Blueface, come back. Blueface's footwork is some fancy shit. I mean, this guy runs like I do when I see my ops. Come on, Blueface. Oh, touchdown, Thotiana. Touchdown, I want to see you touchdown. Oh.
And Face even discussed his team scoring record on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, you was that good? Yeah. What was your numbers in school? High school?
Threw for like 2,000, maybe 25 touchdowns, 8 running touchdowns.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you had fun filming the video for Thotiana then?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I like Thotiana's.
And his heroic performance in the league's championship landed him a scholarship to play college ball in North Carolina. And for a second, it seemed like young Blueface was destined for greatness on the gridiron.
Now, did you think that you were going to have a career in football at any point? Like,
oh yeah, that's what I was pursuing my whole life.
You played in college?
Yeah.
Wide receiver?
Quarterback.
Quarterback?
Yeah.
Okay. What school?
I went to Fayetteville State, North Carolina.
Fayetteville?
Mm-hmm.
He chose that team because he was offered a pretty good football scholarship offer, and he says he definitely wouldn't have gone to college if he wasn't playing ball. Initially, upon joining the college team, he was a redshirt. No, I don't mean he joined the Bloods.
Yeah. Could it be cool with redshirting?
Good one.
Redshirting is actually where a freshman ball player plays their first year of games on the bench in order to train for a year and extend their eligibility to play on that football team. But when the team's 5th year senior quarterback got injured, the coach pulled Blueface off the bench and played him for a game. And this game went well. He threw 2 touchdowns and had no interceptions. But when the original quarterback recovered, Blueface was busted back down to the bench. Apparently, this ruined an entire season of his eligibility to play college ball, effectively blowing an entire year of his scholarship in one damn game.
He recovered, then I wasn't playing no more, so I basically burnt the year for that one game, and then so I was disgusted.
Right.
Yeah, I was disgusted. So I was like, yeah, I'm out of here.
Red card on that coach right there. Someone get me a blue card. Straight crippin'. And essentially at that point, Blueface dropped out of college and got back to crippin'. And from there, for a moment, it looked like Blueface's dreams of NFL stardom had fallen by the wayside. And so while he wouldn't end up playing for the Chargers, it was actually whilst visiting a music studio to drop off a Charger that Blueface threw a Hail Mary pass and decided to have a go at rapping. He said as soon as he heard his voice played back, he knew he was going to be a star. His tracks Dead Lokes and Respect My Crippin' went viral online, and the strength of those releases led to his huge breakout track, Thotiana, peaking at number 8 on the Billboard charts and attracting remixes from heavy hitters including YG and Queen of the Thots Cardi B. In fact, the music video for the Thotiana remix even includes a pretty accurate to life depiction of Blueface's football career, which in this rendition was tragically cut short after repeated distractions on the field by the Punani. But it turned out after all that it was that love for the Punani off the pitch that would lead Blueface to eventually joining the NFL. I know what you're thinking. Coach Law. Blueface became a rapper. He just released a new project. He ain't joined no NFL. Oh, you think I'm talking about the National Football League? No. I'm referring to the other NFL. The NFL where Blueface has been able to dominate and become the #1 ranked player in the past few years. I'm talking about the National Fuckboy League, baby. Yes, Blueface was first drafted for the National Fuckboy League after Thotiana became a certified hit in these streets. And before you knew it, thoughts from far and wide were throwing themselves at young Blueface, like wannabe rappers throwing their allowance at tattooed asses in Magic City. Fuck, gotta clean that up. And after being drafted to the league, Blueface didn't waste any time putting in that work. Arranging menages with Instagram thoughts after rolling loud, falling asleep in bed with said Thotianas, letting Thotianas rub his little Buddha belly just for luck. In fact, I hear that if you rub his belly 4 times, you're immune from STDs for 4 hours. And of course, flexing his old skills, catching 20-yard panty throws to the face. But it was thought that Blueface Baby was truly at his fuckboy prime when he announced that he had 2 girlfriends like some sort of offbeat R. Kelly. Hey, sometimes I wish that I had 2 girlfriends, but I'm not sure I've got the energy to disappoint 2 women at the same time. And so with Blueface putting in work, making all of the fuckboys proud, it was in summer of 2019 that he truly joined the Hall of Fame after an interview on Big Boy's show where he announced that he had smashed 1,000 women in 6 months.
How many females do you think you knocked down in the last 6 months? What you say?
1,000. No, I'm a fucker. I know. I'm a fucker.
Now that's impressive considering it's a 180-day span, meaning that Blueface would have had a bedding average of 5.5 women per day. And it's actually this statistic that recently landed Blueface his own sitcom with Charlie Sheen. Now judging from his 4.5 million strong Instagram following, and knowing that he loves to bag chicks from the DMs, so we can determine that his follower to smash ratio is a respectable every 1 in 4,500. And considering at the time of recording I only have a pitiful 2,800 Instagram followers, using Blueface's average that entitles me to only 0.62 of a bang, aka halfway past the tip. By the way, follow your boy at TraplawRoss on Instagram, but I'm only giving out merch, not dick. Anywho, 1,000 women in a 6-month time span is impressive to anybody, but let's see how he stacks up against the legends in the Fuckboy Hall of Shame. Now Blueface's 1,000 smash score puts him on par with the UK NFL legend Russell Brand, who also claims to have smashed 1,000 women in his career. Russell Brand famously had addictions to drink, drugs and sex, but fortunately he went through recovery and now is only addicted to sniffing his own farts on YouTube. Dennis Rodman comes in second, dribbling his way to 2,000 career dippings. The famous basketballer is also well known in the NFL for being the first case of Dennis Rodman syndrome, a rare STD that causes you to break out in a crusty rash that seems to resemble an Ed Hardy t-shirt. It's impressive that he's even still in the game considering the fact that his career could be ended tragically at any time just by being too close to a magnet. Though some people have questioned the legitimacy of his number, as it's difficult to distinguish how many of those career bangs are legitimate seductions or encounters with captive North Korean thought slaves. Of course, the Rodman is tied with Simon Cowell, who also claims to have bedded 2,000 women in his career. But that is an incredibly modest figure, and that number does rise all the way up to 10,000 if you also include men. Allegedly. Mick Jagger's leathery old pork sword slides in next, with claims of over 4,000 season smashes. And he's still knocking up chicks at the dusty old age of 73. Reportedly, being bi has helped him push those numbers up considerably, considering that it allows him to just sub in for whichever team is getting the most action that night. Apparently, he even hooked up with David Bowie and Andy Warhol in what must have been the most creatively exhausting threesome in history. And so whilst we admire him and crown him with the title of 2019's Rookie of the Year in the National Fuckboy League, let's not aspire to be like Blueface. We don't all have to live like a rapper, so don't run around trying to recreate an unrealistic life that you've seen a rapper portray, running through as many thoughts as they possibly can, because it's very possible that you might not find that fulfilling, and neither do they. And me personally, there's only one award that I'm really out here trying to get. Nice Guy of the Year, baby. Yay!
Was overhead, I should say, as officers took 3 people into custody on the transition road from the 14 freeway to the 5. The crime scene backing up traffic on the 14 for miles. Air 7 also found officers conducting an investigation at a nearby Chevron gas station on Sierra Highway. The CHP says that's where it all began. A silver pickup sped away from the crash scene. The CHP says no one was injured in the freeway gunfire.
Blueface is everybody's favourite Crip. Well, second after Michael Jackson, of course. The young LA rapper passed up a promising high school football career to sling a whole different kind of rocks with the schoolyard Crips. And to be fair, if I was a Crip, I'd probably operate in a schoolyard too, because kids are much easier to rob. Hey, maybe that's why Michael Jackson tried to join. But really, the schoolyard Crips are a blue rag rockin' set of the Crips who operate in the mid-city area of South Los Angeles. And interestingly, the schoolyard Crips famously had a historical beef going with the rolling 60s Crips that Nipsey Hussle famously repped. In fact, many people were actually offended by the fact that Blueface never made an RIP post after Nipsey Hussle died, leading many people to speculate that it was this Crip on Crip beef that had been the reason why. But many of these clout-chasing articles that were attempting to call Blueface out for disrespecting Nipsey Hussle seem to overlook the fact that Blueface had actually bigged up Nipsey Hussle in a 2018 interview before they had even had the chance to meet.
What about Nipsey, who's also obviously another famous Crip who reps, you know what I'm saying? Are you and Nip tapped in?
Not that I know of.
Not yet.
No, yeah, shout out to bro. He been doing his shit. Make America Crip again.
Facts. Yeah, super facts.
It's called research, people. But while we're on the topic of Blueface misinformation, there seems to be a lot of people out there getting his arrest record very wrong. But even after he became everybody's favourite offbeat rapper, he could not stay out of trouble on these streets. And so while many people have already covered Blueface's 2 gun charges, lots of them ain't quite got their facts straight. So welcome to a very special episode of Blueface Mythbusters. Ooh! Now, the first famous altercation to kick off after Blueface got famous was a shooting at a gas station in LA. Now, according to Santa Clarita Valley local news, a dispute broke out between 2 groups of people at a gas station at Sierra Highway and Newhall Avenue. Now, allegedly, somebody robbed Blueface of a chain at the gas station, jumped in a pickup truck and fled the scene. Now, that is not something you want to do to young Blueface, baby. Yay.
I like to kill people, so you know.
Because apparently at some point during the altercation, somebody fired a shot at the robbing party, which police described as vehicle-to-vehicle shooting. And allegedly, Blueface and his goons sped through the streets, chasing the suspected chain snatcher all the way onto the highway.
Somebody was trying to rob me, and it got tricky, so I got reckless. So I had no choice but to start, you feel me, figuring it out. There you go.
But the wildest thing about it is that apparently during the chase, Blueface and his goons lost control of the whip and ended up crashing into the center divider on the 14 freeway. And this was even covered on the local news, with Blueface looking like a young Michael from GTA with a 5-star wanted rating. And when the cops arrived, they had them straight planking. But much like GTA, it seems that all the cops actually did was take his weapons, because he quickly posted both a $50,000 bond and a boasting social media clip before duly leaving the sheriff's station.
They done fucked up and freed the famous Crip, kid. They done fucked up. Back on my bullshit. Bah!
And before you knew it, within a day, he was back in the studio blowing swishers and making bangers. But this case was far from over. This was a serious felony charge of assault with a deadly weapon. And in July of 2019, it was reported that jury service for the trial had actually started. Man, getting selected for jury duty on a Blueface trial has got to be like winning the SoundCloud lottery. Yay. Now, supposedly a trial date had been set for August of 2019, and Blueface apparently appeared in court on August the 23rd. But before that case would be resolved, the famous Crip would catch yet another case. And this is where the majority of the confusion and misidentification between these 2 cases stems from. So let's take a look at that other one now. Bop! Now, in February 2019, footage emerged of Blueface being arrested and put in handcuffs at, you guessed it, a gas station.
Blueface! Damn, Blueface! We Blueface!
God damn it, Whack 100, you better make sure that your client isn't within 200 yards of a goddamn Chevron from here on out. Blueface better be driving an electric Cybertruck or one of those foot-powered cars from the Flintstones, God help me. Anywho, the fact that Blueface had been involved in yet another gas station-related altercation had a lot of media outlets confused. Many people reported incorrectly that this was footage from the original case, or that this was a new case that also involved a chain snatching at a gas station. But that ain't what happened. No, what really went down was that Blueface and a bunch of homies were chilling outside the gas station. As you do, came for the restroom, stayed for the conversation. And so apparently Blueface was just at the gas station, hanging with a bunch of his goons, calling him fly whips, rocking their nice jewelry, and blasting bangers from their speakers. I also assume that since Blueface is balling so hard, he splashed out on some of that marked up beef jerky and USB fans for the whole gang. Gang gang. Anywho, while I have only spent a limited time in LA, P.S. go and watch my documentary that I filmed in LA. Link in description, it's actually really good. But if I know one thing, it's that flossy young men splashing a lot of cash in LA tend to attract jerk-off cops that want to come and mess with them. And that is exactly what happened. The cops turned up and everyone that was hanging out at the gas station scattered. And it seemed like there was one or two bad eggs in that group that were strapped up and ended up throwing some guns into the bushes. The cops arrested Blueface on this basis and hit him with a felony gun charge, trying to pin an unregistered firearm on him. And obviously, considering the similarity between these two cases, a lot of misinformation began to circulate regarding what was going on. In June, Blueface and his manager Whack 100 told TMZ that Blueface had absolutely nothing to do with any of the troublemakers that were there that night, saying that there's CCTV footage exonerating him and that there is absolutely no fingerprints tying him to any of the weapons that were found. Apparently the cops said that Blueface was amongst the people that were running away when they turned up that night, but Whack 100 said that Blueface was actually just sitting in his car when the cops arrived, who told him to get out. And amid some of the incorrect reporting about court dates, Whack 100 lashed out against the media and their misreporting on his own social media pages and a Breakfast Club appearance, confirming that Blueface had had his charges on the highway shooting downgraded to a misdemeanor charge only.
Now, Blueface, where are we at with these legal issues? Because I know you have to go to court next month.
What you going to court for, you?
Which one?
The highway shoot.
The lawyer put the gloves on and we beat another case. This is Whack 100's artist. We ain't taking no ill. That's a misdemeanor. Just for the record, for everybody to know, the freeway incident has been reduced to
the story they made up
a misdemeanor.
If you want your manager all up in the interviews, answering questions, dancing, sign to Whack 100. Anywho, a few days later, Blueface was back in the media with his Johnny Cochran gloves laced up tight, speaking out against the cops that had arrested everybody at that gas station. He suggested that they were racially profiling him and that their basis for arresting him was purely the fact that they'd heard guns hitting the ground and that Blueface had a nervous look on his face. And boy howdy, somebody must have hid the wet sign at that gas station, because Blueface and Whack 100 duly caught those cops slipping. Because in October of 2019, the judge truly respected his crippin' and dropped those charges, with the police admitting that their video evidence had misidentified Blueface as having had that gun, and that justice prevailed through video evidence, a fair judge, and a bulldog attorney. Whack 100 and Blueface shared a celebratory snap from the courthouse, announcing that they'd had a double dismissal, getting both of these cases dropped. Yay! To be honest, when I saw this, I thought whoever that lawyer is, he must be a wizard, because it sounds like he got Whack 100 off a few charges himself.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
Far from Whack. This is the attorney gonna represent. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. This is the one that brought me home several cases. So.
Well, I actually decided to look into him, and it turns out that lawyer's name is Alex Kessel. And you know you got a good attorney when he's 5-star rated on Yelp. And I guess now, after beating that case, he can add another name to that list. And so, thanks to Alex Kessel, Blueface remained a free man and was able to get back to doing what he does best: rapping off beat and catching STDs. Ooh.